All right, here is the support video to create this hole block. And so here is the answer key that we're going to be recreating. So first and foremost, we're going to make the overall rectangular block. It's 3 inches tall, 7 inches wide, and 2 inches thick. All right, so I've already got an Onshape blank document started. So I'm going to do a sketch, work on the front. Use the rectangle command, so go from here to here. And remember, it's 7 inches wide and 3 inches tall. Go back to ISO view and extrude it so it is 2 inches thick. All right, now we need to place the holes. When you place a hole or you start a hole, what you need to do first is to put points at the center marks of those holes. And so if you look here, the holes, if you start from the right edge and go over, from the right edge, it's 1.5 inches over each time to find the center mark of each hole. All right, so I'm gonna do that on the top. So I'm gonna do a sketch on the top, go to the top now. Here is the hole command, and I'm gonna just place them kind of roughly where I think they're gonna go. Nothing dimensioned yet. Now dimension them. So again, it's from this edge to here, it should be 1.5 inches. From here to here should also be 1.5. And here to here is 1.5. And here to here is 1.5. The other thing is that they are in the center of the block, so they're 1 inch down from the block. So let's go ahead and do that. So from here to here should be exactly 1. Repeat that a couple times. All right, and last one. So the center marks are now in the correct locations. Finish the sketch. Now let's start placing some holes. So I will go from, I'll do the easiest one first. So this one I'll do first. And if we look here, let's see, am I able to zoom in a little? Okay, either way. All right, so this one, the diameter is 0.5 inches and is a through hole. So it's a simple 1/2 inch through hole. Okay, so use the hole function, which is right here. Make sure it is for simple and it is a through hole. The diameter is 0.5. And just click on the center mark and that's it. All right, so you notice that the other center marks, the other points that I put in just disappeared. So if you want to use those again, they were in Sketch 2. You can hover over Sketch 2 and see how they appear. You have to click on the visibility, the eyeball is crossed out. So now it's not crossed out. Now you can see those center marks. Okay, next hole, this one here. The general shaft is the diameter is 0.375, depth 2 inches, but it's a counter bore. That's that symbol here, counter bore, and that counter bore is 0.75 inches with a depth of 0.5. Okay, so let's recreate that. So again, click on the hole feature. It is a counter bore. That's what that symbol meant. It is not a through, it's blind. So remember the general hole is 0.375. The depth of the general hole is 2 inches. That's the top and the bottom one. Now the counter bore itself with 0.75 for the depth of 0.5. I already had that typed in, but I'll just update those and say okay. All right, so now you might be wondering, well, did that work? Because it looks a little kind of suspect. It's hard to tell. One way to check is if you go back to ISO view here, this object right here, the camera render option, if you hit the down arrow, you can do section view. And I want to pull this section back to see kind of inside of it. And then I can start looking back into the object and looks about right. So it's a simple through hole. There's my counter bore and depth. I don't have the dimensions yet, but at least it kind of looks right. All right, so I can leave it like that. And I'm just going to turn section off now. Go back to top. All right. And now let's do the third hole. Okay, the third hole, the general hole is diameter, so the shaft of the hole is 0.25 inches at a depth of 2.25. but it's a countersink hole with a diameter of 1 inch and angle of 82 degrees. So heading on back here, use the hole feature right here, change it to a countersink. Oops, countersink. All right, let's recall, I think it's 0.25, if I remember correctly. The depth was 2.25. Let's just verify that. 0.25 and 2.25, yep. And then 1 inch diameter, 82 degrees. So 1 inch diameter and 82 degrees is kind of the standard. All right, click. And then the last one, the very last hole is a counter bore, 1/2 inch through hole. So the general shaft is 1/2 inch through, the counter bore is 0.75 at a depth of 0.625. Okay, so go back to the hole feature. Let's switch it over to a counter bore, a through hole here. My memory is terrible at the moment. 0.5 inch for the general shaft, 0.75 for the counter bore at a depth of 0.625. So 0.5, 0.75, and 0.625. So 0.5, 0.75, and 0.625. All right. And let's go back to ISO. Let's check out the section view. Looks about right. And then I'm going to turn that off. Okay, so now I'm done creating the part. Now let's go ahead. Just in case you want it to really look the exact same, this yellowish, I did change the color, or you can change the color. So right click, say, edit appearance, and change it to like a goldish color. That's totally up to you if you want to do that or not. All right, now for the drawing. So add drawing. All right, so add the part. And remember, so right now I'm on the front face. I don't want to be on the front face the way I drew it. I want to see the top face. That's where the holes are. Okay, so I'll place that. So click, that'll place it. Hit escape. All right, so there's that. I want this to show up in shaded view. And now I want to cut a section across the center of these holes. Okay, so first off, let's go ahead and put some center marks in. So if this is right here is the center mark option. There we go. And now this option here is a section. So we'll cut a section. It defaults to vertical. I don't want to cut a vertical section through. I want to cut a horizontal section through. And I'm going to choose the center mark of the holes. All right, and then drag down. And there is the section view. All right. This, I could have done better. I could have done a scale of 1 to 2, I think. Yeah, that fits. I don't think I can fit a 1 to 1. I think if I double it, it's going to be too big. Yeah, it's too big. All right, so let's stick to 1 to 2. That looks better. All right. Let's say OK. Drag this down a little bit. This one, I'm going to switch to turn off the shaded view. OK. Now let's do some dimensioning. So dimension is, there it is. So the height, I'll dimension. The overall width, where am I going to put that? Let's say from here to here. The dimension from here to here, I'll put that dimension out here. And again, from here to here. And finally from here to here. And then from here to here. Okay, this one I'm going to need to, so I should have dragged this one down a little bit. Okay, otherwise I can't see it. Oh, and this scale, I'm going to drag the scale up. Okay. The thickness I didn't dimension yet, so it has to be thickness here, and then the thickness from the depth, or yeah, Oops, let's try that again. Yeah, there we go. Okay. A little further. Okay. All right, so now the whole callouts. So really simple. Here's the whole callout feature, and Onshape pretty much does it for you. So just click on the hole, and it gives you all the information, the relevant information. You just need to put it at an angle for the leader, and just put them in the appropriate place so you can actually see all the information. So kind of nice that it does most of the work, pretty much all the work for you. And there you have it. So put a title on it. Should have your name already. Put a title on it, take a screenshot, and put it into the document. Any questions? Ask your teacher.